clicked on this video because you're in your 20s. You probably just got out of college, you're in some job that's been monotonous and just isn't really what you want to be doing. And your parents told you that that's what you need to do, so you have security and financial stability. Well, then you go on Instagram and on TikTok and on YouTube and you see guys like me. See guys like me who went out and became entrepreneurs. And these entrepreneurs are in Dubai, they're in Ibiza, Cape Town. They're going all around the world, traveling, doing what they want and even more. Meanwhile, you're sitting in a job with a boss that you don't really like. And so you want to know, how did all these other entrepreneurs, how were they able to, in such a short amount of time, boost their life to become truly free? Nowadays, becoming a millionaire is not all that difficult. Really and truly, the digital revolution, the digital age that we are in today has allowed an abundance of millionaires to come about in a fast amount of time. Simply, if you know technology and know how to use it, you can optimize businesses and use that money and that knowledge to generate more money for those businesses. But that's for another video, because I don't want to tell you how easy it is to be a millionaire. Instead, I want to tell you the 7 habits that billionaires have. The first being that billionaires treat every single day like it's a Monday. Billionaires, they don't take weekends. There's no need for a 7-day work week or, that 9 to 5. Their time is relative and they have their priorities that come first. And it doesn't matter if it's on a Saturday, if it's on a Sunday, if it's a Friday night, that is irrelevant. Okay, billionaires have a job that needs to be done and they need to get that job done no matter the time. The thing is, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, which is 99% of billionaires today, time is not by the hour. Their time is leveraged in a way in which they can make money without even working. You see, right now, you think that you trade time for money, which in a sense you do, but not $15 an hour. Because you see, if billionaires thought that way, they would be making $5,000 an hour. $10,000, $100,000 an hour. That's not even possible. You cannot pay an employee $10,000 an hour. Well, billionaires, you see, they were able to, instead of trade that time for money, leverage their time and grow it to an abundance, to where now essentially they have infinite time, 24 hours in a day. We all have that. But yet their trade in time for money has become unlimited, whereas yours is limited. And with that limit comes habit number 2, which is that billionaires limit their distractions and focus on one thing. You see, the topic at hand is exactly what billionaires complete. They have one goal in mind and they do everything in their power to complete that one goal. Because the thing is, if you have many different ideas and many different tasks that you need to complete on a daily basis, you're going to spread yourself thin. Billionaires understand this and they realize that spreading themselves thin will not allow them to focus on the daily tasks that they need, that's going to leverage their business, leverage their time to ensure that they can get more money for their time. If you have multiple things going on, you have your arm over here, your leg over here, your head on this thing, your foot over here, everything is spread out and you can't focus and fully give your undivided attention to the one thing that is going to help you most. See, there's a book by Gary Keller called The One Thing. This is exactly what he talks about in this book, and it is a great one to read and one I would highly recommend because billionaires have read it and they have implemented it, which is part of the reason why they're billionaires. Speaking of books, billionaires also continue to learn and educate on a daily basis. That's habit number 3, because learning and education is never ending. We always, as human beings, have things to learn, have things to build on. That is what really our purpose as a human is to do, is to continue to educate and continue to grow our mind. Because we were blessed with a mind and a frontal cortex that other animals don't have. And with that, I think humans have undefined power that many other organisms do not have, which yes, puts us superior to others, which then ensures that we have the responsibility to use that frontal cortex and use that mind to continue to learn and continue to grow. Without continuing to learn, without continuing to education, you're digressing yourself and just essentially a monkey. And see, billionaires understand this. They know that education is the utmost importance for them to continue to grow and continue to build themselves as human beings and to level up our species as a whole, because inevitably their money will vanish. Once they leave this earth and once they're gone, the only thing that they're going to have left is their legacy. And the legacy that billionaires leave is the utmost importance to them. And that brings us to our 4th habit, in that billionaires think long term. You see, they know that their daily tasks today are just not going to help them today and not going to give them $1 billion today, but yet it is going to be one step into getting closer to where they need to be for their goals and to get 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, grow their wealth immensely. That they have daily tasks, but they do not have daily goals. They do not have weekly goals. They do not have short-term goals, because short-term goals are just that. They're short. They're not things that are going to help your life in the long term. Billionaires think 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. What they're doing today is not going to help them today. It's going to help them in the future. See, they're doing delayed gratification. And this is one of the biggest habits that billionaires have, because delaying gratification ensures that that small step today is going to be a giant leap years from now, because they know that their time is the only thing that is limited. And while it is infinite in trading for money, it is limited in the fact that all of us will die one day. Delaying their time today for tomorrow will ensure that their lifespan lasts longer and is more freeing for themselves as human beings. That then brings us to our fifth habit, in which that billionaires do not hold cash, but yet they hold assets. And how is that delaying gratification? Because assets in the long term appreciate in value. Cash, due to inflation, depreciates or deflates. What billionaires have understood is that their cash today is going to be worthless in the future. What they need to do is instead hold assets, tangible things such as gold, such as silver, or other things such as ammo, guns, real estate, right? These assets will eventually appreciate in value, because each time they purchase these assets, they know that someone else is going to want those, particularly real estate. Real estate is a need for everyone. Food, water, and shelter. 3 essential things that us as human beings need to survive. Survival is important for every human being on earth. Once you achieve survival, you can then ascend into freedoms and other things that you want to pursue as a human being. Billionaires aren't focusing on survival. No, instead, they're focusing on thriving. They want to ensure that they delay their gratification for tomorrow, for their future, and with that are holding assets that go up in value. Cash goes down, assets go up. They purchase assets instead of short-term objects that would delay their wealth in the long term. And with that, we then come to habit number 6, which is that billionaires optimize their day. That includes health. You see, they understand that health is wealth, because health ensures that they are delaying that gratification that we talked about earlier for a long-term time frame, so they're able to get the best return of investment, which is their time. You see, we're all going to die one day, and billionaires understand this. They know that their legacy will last, but their health and the time that they can have on this earth is of the utmost importance. And you see, their health is not only limited to physical factors. Yes, they do need to have muscle hypertrophy. They need to have a decent amount of flow in their cardiovascular system. They need to keep their heart healthy and their organs fine-tuned. However, their mind is also important. And they know that their mind is what got them to the billionaire status and what will help them pursue to build that legacy that they want to. Which then brings us to our last habit, which you see is that billionaires don't work hard, but yet they work smart. Out of the 3,311 billionaires, 338 of them inherited their money. That means 90% of the billionaires are self-made. And those billionaires know that hard work was not going to get them to become billionaires. No, it wasn't going to help them achieve wealth, because if you look at hard workers, you would look at people who are blue collar, who are building the houses, the skyscrapers, building things that billionaires are paying for. Hard work doesn't get you to become a billionaire. It's instead focusing your brain and ensuring that you are optimizing your life in a way in which you can harness your energy to build the one thing that you are focusing on the most, and the one thing that those billionaires know will give them the most value. Because you see, it's not the fact that you're not doing what the billionaires are doing that have made them the way that they are now. It's the fact that you are doing too much and distracting yourself too much, in which you're reducing your capacity and you're cluttering your brain and your mind to where you can't truly focus on what you need to to become a billionaire. And they understand this. So instead of thinking of what can I do and what are the habits that I can take from billionaires and implement them in my life to make my life better, instead figure out what can you cut out from your life? What can you reduce from what you're doing now, whether it's distractions, whether it's temptations, whether it's the pleasures that you're seeking out on a daily basis? What can you cut out from your life to optimize it, to ensure that you are flowing smoothly down your path and down the goals that you have set for yourself in order to become the status of billionaire? Because inevitably, maybe you don't want to be a billionaire. But you know what? The wealth that they have, not only on paper, but in their mind, has allowed them to be free, to go out to Dubai, Ibiza, Miami, all the places that you see me at, all the places that you see my friends at, and us enjoying our lives. You see, we are not billionaires, but we have achieved the wealth mindset that billionaires have and have then enabled ourselves to have a life of freedom that allows us to go out and enjoy our lives truly. And I want that for you. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button. And guys, I will catch you on the next one.